Thermopylae War Explained. The Unforgettable Battle for Greece. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about a war that has left an unforgettable mark in history. The Thermopylae War. So if you're interested in learning more about this historical event, stay tuned until the end of the video because trust me, it is going to be a very interesting one. The 300 Spartans who fought against the Persian army at the Battle of Thermopylae were not just warriors, but also highly trained soldiers who had dedicated their lives to military service. They were led by King Leonidas I, a brave and charismatic leader who was respected by his enemies as well as his own people. Leonidas had assembled a force of elite Spartan men who were known for their discipline, courage, and skill in battle. These men had undergone years of rigorous training, both physically and mentally, to prepare them for the ultimate test of their abilities against the vast and powerful Persian army. When the Persian king Xerxes I decided to invade Greece, he assembled a massive force of soldiers from all over his empire. This army, which has become a thing of legend, is said to have numbered in the hundreds of thousands. The Persians were known for their use of superior numbers to overwhelm their opponents, as well as their advanced weaponry and battle tactics. Despite the size of the Persian army, the Spartans were undeterred. They knew that they had to stop the Persian advance into Greece at all costs, even if it meant sacrificing their own lives. The Battle of Thermopylae took place in the narrow pass of Thermopylae, which is located in central Greece. This narrow passageway was chosen by the Spartans as their battleground because it allowed them to use their superior fighting skills and discipline to their advantage. By fighting in a confined space, the Spartans could prevent the Persians from using their superior numbers to outmaneuver them. When the two armies met in battle, it was clear that the Spartans had the upper hand. Their disciplined and coordinated attacks were too much for the Persians to handle, and the Spartans were able to hold off the larger army for days. The fighting was fierce and bloody, with casualties on both sides. However, the Spartans were able to hold their ground and protect the northern entrance to the pass, preventing the Persians from advancing any further into Greece. One of the most famous moments of the battle occurred when King Leonidas and his 300 Spartan warriors faced off against the entire Persian army. According to legend, Leonidas challenged the Persians to a one-on-one combat, and those who accepted his challenge were killed by the Spartans. This display of bravery and skill further cemented the Spartans' reputation as legendary warriors. As the battle raged on, the Spartans continued to hold their ground despite being outnumbered and exhausted. However, they knew that they could not fight forever, and they needed to make a plan for their eventual withdrawal. After several days of fighting, the Spartans decided to make a final stand. They prepared for what would be their last battle, knowing that their sacrifice would buy time for the rest of the Greek forces to regroup and prepare to fight another day. In their final battle, the Spartans fought with even more ferocity than before. They knew that there was no hope of victory, but they were determined to go down in history as heroes. Their bravery and determination inspired the other Greek soldiers who were watching from afar, and the Spartans became known as the ultimate warriors who sacrificed everything for their country. However, it wasn't only the Spartans who fought valiantly at Thermopylae. Other Greek warriors also played a significant role in the battle. For example, the Thespians were a small but brave group of warriors who joined the Spartans in their defense of Greece. Of the 700 Thespian men who volunteered to fight, only 192 returned home alive, but they had made a lasting impact on the course of the war. Despite the bravery of the Greek warriors, the Persians were ultimately victorious at the Battle of Thermopylae. The size and diversity of their army proved to be too much for the Spartans and other Greek forces to handle. However, the Spartans' valiant defense of Greece gave the other Greek city-states time to prepare for the Persian invasion, and without the delay caused by the Battle of Thermopylae, the Persians may have been able to conquer Greece more easily. In the aftermath of the battle, the Spartans and other Greeks who had fought at Thermopylae were celebrated as heroes. Their bravery and sacrifice had become a symbol of resistance against tyranny and oppression. In the centuries that followed, their story inspired many other warriors and freedom fighters around the world. So now we understand why the battle was so important. It was a turning point in history. But did you know that there is a place where you can actually visit and see the remnants of the ancient walls that protected the city? That's right. There is a place called the Sacred Band of Thebes. These remains of ancient walls are located in the town of Thebes in central Greece, and they are the only remaining structure from the ancient city that was destroyed by the Persians. According to legend, the Sacred Band of Thebes was built in the 7th century BC by the Theban hero. The band was originally used to protect the city of Thebes from outside invaders, but it later took on a more sacred meaning. It became a symbol of the city's identity and power. After the Persian invasion of Greece in the 5th century BC, the Sacred Band of Thebes became a memorial to the 480 Spartan warriors who died defending the pass of Thermopylae. The Spartans had been part of a larger Greek force that was assembled to stop the Persian king Xerxes I from invading Greece. Although the Persians ultimately won the battle, the Spartans' bravery and selflessness became a thing of legend. To honor the fallen warriors, the Thebans built a series of tombs and monuments along the Sacred Band. These structures were designed to commemorate the bravery of the Spartans and remind future generations of their sacrifice. The Sacred Band of Thebes has remained an important site in Greek history ever since. In the Middle Ages, it became a pilgrimage site for Christians who came to pay their respects to the fallen Spartan warriors. During the Ottoman Empire, the site was neglected, but it was rediscovered during the Greek War of Independence in the early 19th century. Today, the Sacred Band of Thebes is a popular tourist destination and a reminder of the ancient world's greatest heroes. Visitors to the site can explore the remains of the ancient walls and learn about the Spartans' last stand at Thermopylae. You might think that the Battle of Thermopylae was a huge defeat for the Greeks, and in some ways it was. But it was really a strategic victory, because it gave the rest of the Greek city-states time to prepare for the coming war. If the Persians had taken over immediately after the Battle of Thermopylae, they probably would have been able to conquer all of Greece. But instead, the Spartans bought time for the Greeks, which ended up being one of the major factors that helped them win the war. So while the Spartans didn't come out on top at Thermopylae, they did play a vital role in helping the Greeks win the war against the Persians. To sum it up, the Battle of Thermopylae was a clash between two great powers of the ancient world. The Spartans, with their 300 elite warriors, put up a valiant fight against the massive Persian army, holding them off for days and inflicting heavy casualties. While the Persians ultimately won the battle, the Spartans' bravery and sacrifice became a thing of legend, and their story continues to inspire awe and admiration today. The battle also had far-reaching consequences for the course of history. The Spartans' heroic stand at Thermopylae gave the rest of the Greek city-states time to prepare for the Persian invasion, which ultimately led to the Greek victory at the Battle of Salamis. This victory is considered a turning point in history, marking the first time that a large empire had been defeated by a smaller, more determined foe. Alright everybody, this brings us to the end of our video. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking with me until the end. I hope you learned something new and maybe even got a little bit closer to understanding the fascinating history of the 300 Spartans. Don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.